Good morning students, welcome to this ethics class. Now we will be discussing 2019 question 8. Again, attempt this question at least once on your own, then watch the video. This is the full question. So first we need to see the effects it will have on civil services. First we will take the bad effects, and generally these can be the only effects you can write in exam also. First thing is that there will be policy paralysis due to fear of taking decision. There will be increase in opaqueness in decision making to prevent easy identification and prosecution. There will be trend to escape responsibility and accountability by allowing and forcing others to take decisions. Then there can be centralization in decision making. There can be more focus on rules rather than public interest and public welfare. Then accountability may shift towards higher officials and organizations like CVC and CBI rather than accountability to public. And eventually we need certain measures so that the functioning of civil services is not affected, because transparency is very essential, because public offices exist because of public money and for public welfare. It has to be transparent. So given we have to increase transparency, then how can this functioning be improved? That is very essential. So effects can also include good things, that is nothing but the measures that can come in future. These are the measures that are needed. At the same time, these are the goods that can happen in future. So that is the second part of the question. What measures can be taken? One thing is the decentralization of decision making, that reduces burden of work, increases efficiency and reduces mistakes. And we can also take inclusive and democratic decisions so that stakeholders themselves will take their decisions. So we don't have to worry. And we can take objective decisions. So this objectivity prevents arbitrary actions and prosecutions. So there will be no discretionary actions. So there will be no chances of prosecution because the decision will be objective. So decision can be based on certain criteria, based on scientific data, indices, etc. And we can also improve capacity of civil servants to take right decisions and reduce mistakes. This is also important. So we can take we can give some sort of trainings. We can give even ethics trainings. Then we need to set up certain basic criteria and standards so that disciplinary action and prosecution can take place only for the mistakes that have been committed by ill intents and not for the bona fide mistakes. For example, amount of damage to public interest, deliberate profiteering, ill intentions, gross negligence, very poor work performance, involvement of conflict of interest, partiality, etc. So these criteria can be developed, such standards can be developed to separate those mistakes from the bona fide mistakes. So there will be intentional mistakes, we need to separate them. And civil servants can also follow basic principles and values like transparency, inclusiveness, integrity, empathy, rule of law, etc. that would significantly reduce probability of mistakes and prosecution also. And they can also take decisions after sufficient public discourse so that there will be lot of public support for decisions, and also the legality will also be checked when there will be public discourse. So there would not be much problem. Again, following the right procedures like auctions would remove civil servant discretion and responsibility. So we need to follow right procedures, that reduces our discretion, and we can also use technology for that, like online auctions. So we need to understand that transparency is essential because public offices exist because of public money and for public interest, and that cannot be taken away. That is fundamental. As such, that doesn't mean the functioning of civil services would affect badly. It only improves the performance, because we can go for all these measures that improve the performance and functioning of civil services very much, like decentralization, improves efficiency, inclusiveness, that lets stakeholders be their own guide. Then objectivity removes arbitrariness. These are all things that are required along with transparency that improves functioning of civil services very much. Otherwise, the civil services may lead to very poor functioning, like policy paralysis, opaqueness, corruption, partiality, loss of integrity, poor work culture, etc. can happen. So those are the measures required, and the functioning of civil services would only improve with such measures. And if we see in how many words we got, it comes down to around 240 words. If we miss 1 or 2 points, it will come to less than 200 words, which is enough for a very good answer. So that's all. Thank you.